Have you ever felt, well, just stuck? Like no matter how old you get, you keep hitting the same walls. Today, we're diving into a map that explains exactly why that happens. And here's the spoiler. It has almost nothing to do with your age and everything to do with the internal order of your life.
You know who I'm talking about, right? It's the super successful CEO, the brilliant doctor, maybe even a leader in your community. They have it all together on the outside. But the second something doesn't go their way, boom, tantrums, silent treatment, manipulation, the whole toddler toolkit comes out.
And this points to a really scary but very real truth. You can rack up decades of experience, collect all the accolades, and look like a success to everyone. But on the inside, you're still fundamentally a kid.
Think about it in today's terms. It's like you have all the latest hardware, the great career, the influence, the family, but your internal software, the very thing that processes your emotions and relationships, it's completely out of date. You're trying to run a complex adult life on an operating system that was built for an infant. So let's really dig into this problem, because this is where all the chaos comes from. It's this dangerous, volatile mismatch between what a person can do and who a person actually is. So here's the conflict in a nutshell. On one hand, you've got all this high-level equipment, money, influence, a sharp mind. But it's all being piloted by a really low level of maturity. This is the person who's just driven by impulse, that I want it now feeling. They see other people not as people, but as, well, tools to get what they want. And that mismatch, that's what tears apart marriages, splits churches, and just wreaks havoc everywhere.
And here's the trap we all fall into. We think, oh, they'll just grow out of it. We assume time will fix this, but it won't. Time doesn't mature you. It just makes you an older, immature person. See, maturity isn't an automatic update that happens with birthdays. It demands a conscious and often pretty tough process of transformation.
Okay, so how do we actually navigate that transformation? Well, there's a map. It's not about some cheap self-help trick or just thinking positive. No, this is a real, structured path for genuine growth. It's about moving your inner life from total chaos to a place of real, sustainable order.
And this map, it outlines 4 really distinct stages of our journey. We start out as what's called the unborn, we move through the infant and the child stages, and with a lot of work, we arrive at our goal, the adult. And believe me, each stage has its own logic and its own dangers.
So let's start at stage 0, the unborn. This is the nice guy, or the people pleaser. This person is an absolute expert on what everyone else needs, what their problems are, how to fix their lives, but they are a complete stranger to their own heart. They've gotten so good at serving everyone else that their own self never even got a chance to be born.
You see, the unborn survives by just disappearing. They sacrifice their own opinions, their own needs, their own voice. And their main survival tool? Rationalization. They tell themselves, I'm just being a good, selfless person. But the reality is, they're not really living. They're hiding. And you can't give the world a gift you don't even know you have.
All right, next up is stage 1, the infant. And if the unborn has no self, the infant is all self. Their entire universe orbits around me, I, mine. And the critical part here is that they make everyone else responsible for their feelings. If they're sad, it's your fault. If they're angry, you have to fix it.
This person literally cannot quiet themselves down. They need something or someone on the outside to regulate their emotions for them. Their life isn't run by principles or order. It's just a wild roller coaster of feelings. And at the heart of it all is this profound sense of entitlement. As long as you need someone else to manage your emotional state, you're stuck in the infant stage.
Now, we get to the most deceptive stage of them all, the child. This person is so tricky because on the surface, they look mature. They've got skills, they're probably charming, they talk a great game about us and the team, but it's all a performance.
Yeah, underneath all that talk, the child is really a peacock, just using their team and their influence like fancy feathers to make themselves look good. They can be like a predator in a religious suit or a business suit for that matter. They're never satisfied, always wanting more, and they will run from anything truly hard, especially any kind of conflict that might challenge their ego.
And that brings us to the destination, the goal of this whole journey, the adult. Now, this isn't about being perfect, not at all. It's about being whole. The entire equation shifts from me to we. A life where your relationship with God, with yourself, and with others are all working in harmony.
A true adult has been through the fire of transformation and has come out the other side. And here's a huge sign you're talking to one. They don't just protect other people. They protect other people from themselves. They know they have blind spots, they know they have a dark side, and they build safeguards against it. They operate not from a rigid set of rules, but from a flexible living order.
So, the million-dollar question is, how do you get there? How do you make that massive leap from the capable but selfish child to the whole integrated adult? Well, this is the hard part.
Let me be crystal clear about this. This transition is not some gentle, passive drift. Nobody just accidentally stumbles into adulthood. It's not a natural evolution that just happens when you hit a certain age. It requires a powerful, conscious choice.
The journey demands that you pass through something that ancient wisdom calls a narrow gate. It's a point of transition that is designed to be difficult. It's meant to test you, and it requires a real act of your will to get through.
And this image right here captures exactly what that means. To get through that gate, the peacock, that proud, ego-driven, self-serving part of us, it has to die. The need for applause, the addiction to being in control, the fear of being wrong, all of it has to be surrendered. Only then can the Phoenix, the true, reborn adult, rise from those ashes.
And honestly, this is why so many talented, capable people get stuck right here. The price of admission into real adulthood is the death of that self-serving ego. It means giving up control. And for so many of us, that price just feels way too high. We'd rather stay a big, impressive child than become a surrendered adult.
So if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. True maturity isn't about getting bigger. It's not about adding more skills or more knowledge or more influence. It's about a fundamental reordering of your entire inner world.
Because without that intentional, internal system upgrade, you just stay stuck. It's like a video game. You'll just keep replaying the same level, fighting the same old monsters, and wondering why you can never, ever seem to win. In our next explainer, we're going to do a deep dive into that very first stage, the unborn, the people who have disappeared by trying to meet everyone else's needs. So I want to leave you with a question to think about. Are you ready to stop hiding?